Right, let's see if this is going to work. It does work. That's good. I should explain myself. I wanted to put together a subscriber counter, and I'd seen a couple of people on YouTube build these out of really simple parts, and it's just a little bit of code. I'm not doing anything other than really copying other people's work, standing on the shoulders of giants. But yeah, look, this works. So what we have here is a tiny little board with a Wi-Fi chip on it. It's an 8266, and this one is the Node MCU. I think it's a Type 1 or version 1, and then we've got this display here, which I've forgotten the model number for it, but I really wanted that sort of retro dot matrix look. And yeah, I'll put all the links to the parts below. But yeah, I'm blown away that it works really quite so well. So I think the only thing to properly do now is to give the Bodge-Ometer a case. So let's go. So I thought actually for once I'd put a little design together. We don't normally do designs, but yeah, I thought I'd like it to kind of look a bit like a speak and spell, and sort of be more like a display. So what I'm thinking is a piece of ply with cutting out a handle, and then the display set in there with the Bodge-Ometer written above there, and then the YouTube play button. But I'm thinking we need to be able to turn this thing on and off, so I think maybe one of those sort of missile style sort of flip up switches to turn it on, and then we can see how we're doing. And then I thought, well, it'd be kind of good if it could just sort of sit like a frame, or it could be like hung on a nail or something like that. So yeah, I'm going to put the battery pack down at the bottom, and just leave a little gap at the bottom there. Let's get the rubber out, or a razor if you're in America. There we go. We'll leave a little gap at the bottom, so that and then these will be the USB ports that are on the bottom of this thing, which I just had the spare one. It is solar powered, but really don't ever buy one of these. It's not capable of charging. All it does is it makes the LEDs flash. It doesn't actually charge anything. Anyway, that side. Yeah, so I'm thinking we'll have that like that on the end, and then we can just run a little USB cable up to the CPU, 8266, and then into the display, and we'll then put something around that just to protect it, and that'll be it. I mean, it's super simple, really, isn't it? Yeah, let's go cut some wood. Yeah, good idea.
And now for the technical part. The entire operation is based around an ESP-8266 development board. The board is enabled with Wi-Fi and allows it to connect to the internet, where it can retrieve data directly from YouTube. It then returns the data, passing it through a JSON library, where it is parsed and the data is then displayed on the screen. Wow, that's amazing!
Okay, I think we'll use this thick piece of wood, actually. It's a good size, off-cut, actually. Look at how thick that is. I think that's something 18, 20, 22 mil, something. And yeah, if I look at the thickness of the display, I can recess it in there so it'll all be protected. And then what I can do is I can then just route out some channels to route the cables in, and then I can just put a sheet of ply over the top, thin piece of ply over the top, which I could screw on, and that'll protect all the wires and make it really cool. So let's see what it looks like once I've drawn the design on. Whoop. Right, here we go. So can we see? So here we go. I've drawn it all out. So we're going to put the handle here. Now, if this bit's too big, I'll just trim a bit off the top. But this sort of feels right. And then we've got the text there, the Bodge-Ometer. The number of subscribers, 500. Well done. And then the switch will go down here, and then a play button. And yeah, so I'm going to drill and cut this out with a jigsaw. Same with this. And then when we've done that, I'll turn it over. And we'll start to, we'll have a look to see how we're going to route out where we're going to put the cables. So, onto the drill press. Okie dokes, here we go. So I've already set the depth for this, and I've got a 32mm spade bit in there. So, let's drill away. Here we go. Ha ha ha! Right, on to the next one. Oh, that's pushed the back out. Oh dear. I must have pushed a bit too hard there. Oh crikey, looks like it's been shot. Right, on to the next bit. Right. Oops. Yeah. I think this is alright for this to be a bit rough. I mean, it's a Bodge-Ometer. Right. Now, because I smashed the back out in the other one, let's there we go. Much nicer. Right, there we go. Learn by your mistakes. Right, that's that bit done. Righty-ho, so I've clamped down the piece of wood, and now I'm going to cut out the thing. So, well, you know, the display. So here we go. Doesn't look square really, but here we go. Right, let's see. Well, not bad. Yes, not bad. Ugh. Here we go, so I'm just going to line this up. Now I've got those little bits cut. So I'm going to see whether what size pins we've got. I'm going to fix this bottom one first, and then I'm going to work my way around. Well, you've missed all the bits where I broke it a couple of times, and I put it on the belt sander and made it all wobbly, and then I've saved the day by putting it through the saw, so now it stands up nice, and it'll be even better when I put the battery pack in there, which will give it a bit of weight as well. And I'm also thinking about putting a couple of magnets in the bottom, because when it stood on here it would be really safe. Anyway, it looks a bit like Dig Dug on the back, game from the 80s, but I'm just going to do a couple of filling bits that I cocked up before, and then I'm going to finish off sanding it, and then I'm going to paint it black, I think. Yes, I think that's what we want to do. Anyway, I'm going to do that now. Here we are. We're just going to give the quick Bodge-Ometer a quick coat of paint. I haven't got a tray, so I'm just going to put a bit of this black on, and then I'm going to roll it. So let's get that on there. That should be enough for now, and then we'll get the roller on it. There we go. Bodge-Ometer. That's looking good. Might have to tart it up a little bit in places, but yeah, I think it's starting to take shape. Super. Now it's time to hot glue it in. And also I'm going to snip these legs off and just solder these pins on top to make it a little bit thinner. Well, I think at this point it's pretty finished. The display's in, I've painted the front. We need to decorate it yet, but you know, I've got some stickers coming and some pens to paint it with. But this is functional, this is finished. So let's check out the back, which is obviously where all the business is happening. So I've hot glued the display in, and I've cut the cables to length, and got just a little bit of soldering going on there, and luck would have it, I had this perfect length little USB cable, which then goes off to the power pack, which sits at the bottom here, which is quite nice really, because you know, when I power it on, it gives a little power indication and a sexy blue light behind, and then when we turn it around, boom, working. I'm going to call this a 100% success. I'm super chuffed with it. So we're going to see this in all of the Budget with Brian movies from now on. As a signing off piece, we're going to see track progress and see how we are doing. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and yeah, don't forget, subscribe.